Hello.
My poor tired young knight.
I should have had you bring.
Hey guys, how are you today? There we go. Is someone already recording this? It looks like it. Looks like it. Hey guys, how are you today?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. So this is the eDynamics Async info session. I don't know if Chris Weddington, is Chris here? Let me see who else. Oh, it just looks like me. I'll try to answer your questions as we go. It's harder to do when I'm sharing my screen. All right, I think I'm, oops. I think I let people in, right?
Yes. Hi, Katie.
Yes, I'm Katie, yep.
Are you the host of this meeting?
I am, yeah.
Hi, I'm David. I'm a new teacher to Proximity. I'm a little bit confused about the status of this particular class that I'm entering into. New teachers interested in teaching these courses, eDynamic and Async courses. I know what Async courses are. What are eDynamic courses? Do you mean the enriched live instruction?
No, so basically, I guess that's a good place to start.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because all of you, I believe most of you are the new teachers, correct? Hey, Brittany, I think.
Yeah.
How are you? Brittany, do I have to pin you, or is that how this works? Pin video, got it. All right, I got it. Right? I think I did. All right. So, so eDynamics is basically an asynchronous platform that we have, but it is served through another platform. It is served through Buzz. So eDynamics is just like a company name, I guess you could say, for another async platform. Does that make sense?
Okay, so Katie, if I'm understanding what you're telling me correctly, if I don't have an interest in that, I don't need to be in this particular class.
Exactly, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, even though it says mandatory.
Yeah, no, it was just, it's just if you are interested in doing asynchronous classes, then it is mandatory, yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna sign off, but I thank you for the information and you have a good session, okay?
Yep, see you later.
Thank you, bye.
All right, I think I'm letting some more people in. I will try to do my best to let people in. It looks like I'm the only host here. So I will do my best to answer your questions as I go through. Async is for self-paced students, not live instructions. That is correct. Asynchronous, yeah, Barb, asynchronous is basically they're all self-paced classes, and I'll go through that right now. So I guess we'll just get started since that's what a lot of the questions are starting out with. Yeah, if you are not interested in teaching asynchronous, then you do not need to be here. But if you are, then fantastic. I will help you and kind of have you hopefully understand, you know, what's going on here. So I am Katie Rogers. I'm the Async coordinator here at Proximity Learn. I don't think I know any of you guys. The last session was a lot of the teachers that I work with already. So I've been with the company for 3 years, and I have been teaching and grading asynchronous classes the whole time. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am certified in Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. My primary certification was in Ohio, and then I got the Michigan and Pennsylvania because of the asynchronous classes that I'm teaching. Yes, this is only mandatory if you wish to teach asynchronous. Otherwise, you do not have to stay here. You are welcome to leave. Asynchronous is a lot of the veteran teachers will teach you. It is a nice boost in your paycheck if you want to have that opportunity. Okay, I thought I pinned her. I will try. Hold on. Where's she at? Sorry, Brittany. Unpin. I thought I did pin you. It says it's pinned on my end. Anyway, so if you ever have questions about asynchronous, obviously you are welcome to shoot me an email or ask me because I'm kind of the go-to asynchronous person now. No, this is open to all teachers. Yep. Ooh. Can someone mute? Someone just came in and they're not muted. Hold on, let me see. There we go. Good. All right, thanks. So yeah, that's me. Back here. Here we go. Okay, so what is self-paced or asynchronous? This is kind of, we'll get your answers for you. Our self-paced courses are also known as our asynchronous courses. These are courses that can be taken at any point in time by a student as long as they have internet access. These are not live classes. So you are not teaching these students live. It is the traditional online learning platform that you are probably familiar with. So unless a school requests it, you do not have to have office hours. You do not have to have any live instruction with that student. The classes are already, and the content is already put in the platforms that we use. You are grading the assignments. You are the contact for questions for the student and for the school. Proximity has its own courses, which are offered in Canvas, and then they also have their own courses, or excuse me, they partner with eDynamics. eDynamics is another company that has their own elective courses, basically, okay? So most of the asynchronous classes in Canvas are going to be your foreign language classes. The elective classes are coming from eDynamics. Let me see if I got a couple. Uh-oh. Where's my toolbar down here? Sorry.
Excuse me,
Okay,
did you
here
just
we
say most of the how do you pronounce it? Asynchronous classes or foreign language classes?
A lot of the ones that are offered in Canvas. eDynamics, no. eDynamics are anything, I have a list that I can show it to you, but anything that you could think of. Tamara, no, you are not creating the class. It is a class that is already there. Math classes, there are probably classes related to math. I'm trying to think if there's any, and there might be like more of a credit recovery type of math classes, Barb. Are there other subjects available? Yes. There are, let me, and I'll show you in just a second the list of the elective courses that eDynamic offers. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. If there's anybody waiting. All right, so proximity async classes. So these are hosted in Canvas. So this is going to be the platform you're familiar with. You are paid on a bi-weekly basis, just like you are normally paid. There is a separate pay structure for asynchronous. You get paid per student based on how many students you have. They are assigned from PLI Connect through a PLI manager. A lot of these classes have been offered for a few years and they already have a teacher assigned to them. This teacher has been with them for a few years and they love her and they want to keep her or him. Okay, so there are fewer openings when it comes to those classes. Now, eDynamics is hosted in a separate platform. We actually get paid quarterly. This is new this year. So it's almost like a bonus pay. You'll get paid 4 times a year. These are assigned from Safina. If you are interested in this, Safina sent out a survey a few weeks ago. If you are brand new and you do not have access to that survey, I can look through my email. Actually, no, I do have it. Hold on, I'll show you. I will, hold on. Here is this survey. I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat form. Copy. Okay, so this is the interest form if you were interested in this eDynamics classes. You can see here, look at all these classes that eDynamics offers. 3D modeling, access, advertising, ag science, American Sign Language, animation, astronomy, business law, careers, coding, cosmetology. I mean, these are the elective classes of anything early childhood education, emergency medical responder, Excel, fashion and interior, you know what I mean? There are so many classes that they offer. So these are all the e-dynamic elective classes that are offered. So let me go back to the chat bar if I can.
I don't see that link in chat.
I'm gonna chat it. I haven't pasted it yet. Just give me a
Okay.
second. That's all right. The bar is taking a minute to pop up. Hold on. What do I hit? Why isn't it coming up? It's like hidden. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Yeah, here you go. Here you go, everybody. There you go. That's the form. This is a form if you did not already fill it out. Oopsie. Sorry. There you go. Okay. So I think you should have gotten it in the chat now. All right.
Yeah.
So did you get it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Thanks. Sorry about that. So these are the elective classes. So you can fill that out. That will go to Safina, and then Safina will look at your certifications. A lot of these classes have already been assigned to teachers prior, but if you have a certification in something that the prior teacher doesn't, you might be the one to get that class. So it's definitely worth it. And here's the thing with asynchronous courses is that you get to do them on your own pace. You don't have any live classes, so you're not tied down to sitting down at 12 o'clock every day to do something. You could do it at 9 o'clock at night whenever you want, or you can get up at 5 in the morning. You filled it out a while ago. Hey, sweetie, I'm on a meeting. Sorry, my kid's here. Okay, so praxis. You do not have to, so the reason they were asking about the praxis is because for some of the state's certifications, you have to have praxis. I had to take the praxis for my Pennsylvania certification, and they had to pay for that. So I think they want to know if you've taken it to know if they would have to pay for it again.
So the
Anita,
that's just like the newer teacher certification test, right?
it just depends on the state that you're in, yeah. Apparently,
Okay.
Ohio doesn't even offer it anymore. You take a different test. I think it just depends on the state.
Well, yeah, it's different from the early 90s as well.
Oh yeah. So that was the thing. I graduated college in 2005. So praxis doesn't keep the test more for 15 years. So I had to take it again. Okay, so here are the async programs that are offered. The ones in blue are the ones that are offered in Canvas. The red one is offered in Buzz. So as you can see, you have the self-paced customer pay. So the customer might be paying for their student to take a credit recovery class. A lot of those are going to be your foreign language. The district might also be doing that. So the customer pay is James Monroe. The district pay is the client success and support team admin. And you don't really need to know who the people are. You'll just know if they contact you and ask you about it. Region 4 plus TXVSN is Elizabeth. That's in Texas. Leander, Frisco, and Orchard, those are all in Texas. Virtual Academy, I believe, is through PLI. And then eDynamics is the separate platform that is through Buzz that Safina is a part of. How would you get to teach these courses? Yes, so I'll answer these questions. Yes, okay, eDynamic pay per student. Yes, it is the same pay. I'll show you the link here in a second of the pay per student. Does anyone know the access caption? I don't know how to do that. And PLI Connect, I believe the asynchronous classes in Canvas will be assigned to you from a teacher. The asynchronous classes through eDynamics are most likely going to go off of certifications. Okay. So, all right, so here in PLI Central, I know a lot of people have probably been talking to you guys about that. I'm sorry, I don't know how to close caption. Yeah. Almost every answer that you are going to have for almost everything is in PLI Central. So I linked it here. Oopsies. There we go. So this is PLI Central, right? They've showed you this before. Same thing. Here is the online asynchronous, and here is eDynamics. I always go to eDynamics because there's more teachers. But if you look here, you can look at this now and see the pay. Here's how we submit our numbers for pay. Here is the new pay procedures. So if I can show you this, the new pay procedures, this is it changed, so we had wrote up all this, but here's how this is the amount of money you get per student. So if you have between 1 and 10 students, you get paid $75 per student. Now that's for the entire time that student is in the course. You get paid you get $75 for their period of enrollment, whether it be a month or 7 months, it doesn't matter. Okay, 121 plus, you get $52.50 per student. eDynamics, you're gonna have a lot more students than you're gonna have in just the Canvas asynchronous classes. So when I first started this, the first year they partnered with eDynamics, I thought I would have like 5 to 10 students, honestly. And I ended up with over 150 probably. So you can do the math and you can see that that adds up pretty quick. So back over here, so that's PLI Central, right? Everything, here's that. So this is the, like I said, everything's in here. Smart sheets, we use that for counting students in eDynamics, things like that. So my advice to you as a new teacher is go to PLI Central and see if you can find the answer before you ask. Not that people aren't going to help you, they are, but normally you'll find the answer faster there than waiting for another email. Obviously, asking me questions before you go to other people about asynchronous, because I probably know the answer. And it's usually the same question over and over again. All right, so again, this is that PLI Central that I was telling you about. Hold on, I'm gonna shut this door. My dog opened it up. My kids couldn't go to the pool today because it's raining, so they're running around. Anyway, that's PLI Central. eDynamics, so PLI Central is going to be your hub for everything, but Buzz is the platform that we use for eDynamics. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Oh my goodness, my dog. If you're familiar with Buzz, but if you're familiar with Buzz, it's the same platform. Oh, hold on. Closed captioning. I might have just did I do closed captioning?
You did, good.
Sorry. I know I talk fast too. Someone told me earlier today, they're like, Katie, how much caffeine have you had? I was like, well, I always talk fast, but I have had like 3 cups. All right, sorry. Well, thank you. I learned something new today. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to look at your questions. Praxis, 5 years. Does anybody know how to work? Okay, I think I got your questions. So Buzz. Buzz is the platform we use for eDynamics. So again, the link is also in PLI Central, but it looks a little bit different. This is what the Buzz dashboard looks like. This is created by eDynamics. This is not part of Proximity Learn. So eDynamics and Proximity Learn are 2 separate companies. So eDynamics pays Proximity Learn to use their teachers is pretty much how it works. But this is where all these reports and things come from, that if you decide to take on eDynamics, you will be very familiar with this. I told the last group I wasn't going to go into too much detail on this because if you're not going to use it, then it's a waste of your time. But if you do pick up classes, then I will send out a more specific PowerPoint so you can do that and go through that. Let me see, did anybody ask a question? All right. So grading, yep, here's some chats. Let me look at this. Okay, we've already expressed interest in eDynamics, fantastic. It's pretty much the same, I believe. Or you can just email Safina specifically and she'll be able to document that. The classes for eDynamics have not been assigned yet. So if you're hoping to get some eDynamic classes but you haven't heard, don't worry yet because they have not been assigned. PLI's asynchronous classes are on PLI Connect. Yes, but I believe you do not pick them up on PLI Connect. I believe you are specifically assigned those classes by the CSST manager. All right, so grading policy is the same across the board, the 48-hour rule. Can I move the closed captionings? Is that what you're saying, Anne? I don't know how to do that. Okay, 48-hour rule is our grading policy. Make sure you stick with that. If you do e-dynamics, we never, ever, ever give zeros. Even if an assignment is late, you never give a zero. A lot of times, if a student shares a Google Doc that I can't open or a teacher cannot open, they just assign a 1. They say, hey, share this with me, and then I'll regrade it. That's e-dynamics. Every asynchronous school is different. So the proximity learn async classes in Canvas, every school is going to have a different policy. So last year I graded for St. Helena. We could not give them lower than a 40%. So these are things that you're going to have to be able to keep track of on your own. The biggest thing with e-dynamics is you really have to be disciplined to be able to do it on your own time, because no one's telling you that you have to sit down and do it at that time. So for me, I sit down every day and I grade for an hour. I answer my emails twice a day, things like that. If you don't have the discipline to do that, then this probably isn't right fit for you. If you do, then it's perfect. It really is a great bump in pay. It really is. So, hey, Luke, you shut the door, sweetie. Can you shut the door, sweetie? Children, I'm sorry, I have 3 boys. Hold on. My dog keeps coming in and opening the door. It doesn't have like a latch on it. Here it comes again. Here it comes. Ah! Anyway, so yeah, the grading, just making sure you're up every 48 hours. And again, it's not like if an assignment was turned in today, you have 48 hours to grade it, right? So if an assignment was, if I don't grade anything today, then tomorrow I only have 24 hours to get those assignments graded. You need to remember too, with the e-dynamics classes, that it's ongoing, right? I have students right now in the summertime that I'm still grading for. So if it's not something that you don't ever want to work in the summer, then that's probably not the right fit for you as well. All right, so pacing. Let me see, hold on, I'm going back to the chat box. I'm new to proximity. Yes, you are in the right place to learn if you do not know about async. Asynchronous is just a self-paced class. Yep. There is a cutoff date for e-dynamics classes, but it's an ongoing enrollment. So you might have an enrollment today. Like I might have students enrolled today and their course end date would be in January. Yes, this PowerPoint will be posted. Yep. Okay, so pacing. In e-dynamics, there is no pacing needed. And I can hop in and show you Buzz here in a second at the end. All the due dates are already there. So everything is already there for you. You don't have to worry about it. It's really nice.
Idiot.
In the proximity learn async classes, you are going to have to come up with the pacing guide on your own. And you need to bookmark this link if you don't already have it. Chris Weddington, who you all probably know, is fantastic. I have her phone number and we text each other all the time. So she used to do, she and I started asynchronous together like 3 years ago, and then she was kind of in charge last year, and then I started taking over, so we know a lot, we do a lot together. But anyway, this is a pacing chart. If you don't have access to this or you haven't seen it, it's a great tool. If you do those asynchronous classes in Canvas, you are going to need to know the student start date and the student end date because they enroll at different times. Not every school is going to have them enroll on the same day. So they might only have, I mean, I have students who are doing credit recovery who have a month to get an entire class done. Those dates are going to be different. So here you can put in, you know, the number of assignments and it pops out with exactly what days they need to be finished. Yeah, I will link it. It might say, I think it says, anybody who has the link can open it. There you go. Yes, e-dynamics courses are paid through Infinity as well. It's just, Catherine, you're only paid 4 times a year. Okay. There you go. All right. I'll go over here. So that chart, definitely keep track of that, that pacing guide. Even for your live classes, it would be super helpful. Setting up classes. So in Proximity Learn, you will set up classes. It says you need access. I guess I can just make it public, right? Remind me at the end, and let me write myself a note. I'll just make it public. And then you should be able to access it, okay? So when you accept a course or you are assigned a course, you need to make sure you give a welcome video, just very similar to that video you did in Zoom. Add a welcome letter. Hey, here's who I am, here's where I live, all those sorts of things. But that'll be on the homepage of those asynchronous classes. And then the same thing in eDynamics. You're going to do the same exact thing, whether it's, you know, creating a welcome letter or a slide, posting it to every single class with your contact information. In eDynamics, you would go to settings and you would set up a few things in the gradebook, just like you would do in Canvas. Again, but Proximity Learn is not going to teach you what to do in Buzz because they don't use Buzz. So that's why there actually is a separate training for Buzz. And that's why they kind of have me, because I now know Buzz and they don't know Buzz. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's because it's a whole different platform. It's a whole different grading system than Canvas is. So here is a sample slide. You could use this, a sample like this. This is Chris's from last year. And you could post it to every single one of your classes, right? Your contact information, if you have a phone number that you want them to have, or a Google number. Your office hours, you do not have to have office hours for asynchronous classes. You do not. So again, it is not required, but making sure your email and stuff is on there. How do you make those? PowerPoint or Google Slides, and then screenshot it, and then you just upload it. So it's actually pretty simple. Back to the pay. eDynamics, again, is quarterly pay. So we are going to get paid October 2nd, January 8th, April 2nd, and July 9th. Those are the 4 pay dates we will get from eDynamics. So the reason behind that is there's contracts behind eDynamics and PLI. They only get paid quarterly based on the number of students. So they were forking out money before they were getting paid, is what I understand that as. So like I showed you before, here is the pay procedures. Here's how it works. It basically, you're gonna get fewer pay in October and you're going to get the most pay in July, right? Because it keeps adding up. So if you look at the first quarter, you have 100 students. Well, you get paid the first of 4 payments. So that's $1,300. So the first pay, you get $1,300. The second quarter, you added 75 more students. So you get your first quarter pay because now you get the second of the 4 pays, which is $1,300. Plus you get the first of 3 payments for your second pay, which is $1,300. So now you're getting a total of $2,600. Okay, the third quarter, same thing. You're adding it up. The first 3 quarters, you get the $5,000, and then the fourth quarter, you get $7,000. So it's going to significantly get bigger each quarter based on the number of students. Now, some of the people were asking me, how many students can you expect? Again, when I first started, I expected 5. Literally, I expected 5. So I was mind blown when I had 150. But again, you can do the math and you're like, wow, that's a little bit of a little pay bump there. This year, I had, over the course of the entire year, probably 600 or 700 students. Now you have to remember, I did not have 600 or 700 students the entire time. That is, I got paid for that many over the period of time, but I don't even know what the actual number is. But you know, I only have maybe 150 or 200 active at one time. And not every student is turning in an assignment every single day, right? Because you have some students who enroll in August and they're done in October. But I still got paid for those students all the way through July or through May. You know what I mean? So it's just taking that $75 or that $50 and dividing it amongst those 4 pays. Okay. 100, you know, I've been doing it now for 3 years. So for me, the classes that I teach, it's not too difficult for me. So in eDynamics, they have text questions, they have labs, they have activities, and then they have their quizzes and tests. Quizzes and tests are graded automatically. So you're only grading text questions, labs, and activities, and then discussions. So again, I probably never had, near the end of a quarter, you're going to have a lot more assignments come in because a lot of high schoolers and middle schoolers procrastinate. During the beginning, you might only have 20 assignments turned in on one day. So again, if you have the discipline to stick with it every day, you have 20 or 30 assignments to grade every day. Well, that's doable for anybody, right? We do that every day. it's at the end of the quarter. You know, I've had students, and Chris isn't here to share, but I had a student who said, Mrs. Rogers, I graduate tomorrow. Can you grade 20 of my assignments? No, sorry, buddy. I'm not going to grade 20 of your assignments right now. You're supposed to graduate tomorrow. You should have thought about that. You know what I mean? I think I did grade for that student because I felt bad for him. But I also called Chris and was like, I have like 100 assignments that are just turned in and these kids are graduating. Can you help me? So she logged in as me and she helped me grade some assignments. So we do that a lot with the eDynamics classes, was we just help each other out. I went to Disney World. I took my computer with me, so I was able to grade when I was there. But I also sent out a notice to all the students, hey, I'm on vacation this week. I might be a little bit late on grading. Chris was there in case I got overwhelmed when I got back, and then we just kind of worked on it together. So let me look back at your questions. Tracy, most I've had, myself and Ben are probably the two with the most students, and it's in the hundreds. It's quite a few. It's a lot. How do you manage 150 students? How much contact? So going to communication, like we set up an announcement. So basically a communication every week, reminding them. But like I teach, gosh, 20 different classes in eDynamics. I am the teacher for 20 different classes. So when I send out an announcement, it's more general for my terms. It's not as specific. Sometimes I'll just send an assignment to the culinary arts students who are doing something, and I will, be more specific on a lab that they're doing. Hey, don't forget to put the butter in before you put in your onions. Like half of you are burning your onions, things like that. How is your pay affected by students dropping? So there is a grace period. I believe it's 2 weeks. If they enroll and unenroll within that 2-week period, you will not be paid for them. Otherwise you are paid for that student. Because there are a number of students who will fail because they just don't do it. They don't do anything. And a lot of that, I don't know if that's on the district paying for it or if that parent was paying for it. How do you deal with students who are failing? Communication is the biggest thing. You're responsible for communicating with it. Every student has an observer, and this is in all asynchronous classes. Sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a teacher, sometimes it's a principal. So you are in contact with that observer and that student, and you're making sure, hey, you only have 2 weeks left on your class and you haven't started. I suggest you start it. Let me know if you have any questions, things like that. Yes, the curriculum is provided. You do not have to come up with anything. No, I think I've called one parent last year. I called one parent because she was concerned about something, but other than that, I do not reach out via phone. It's usually email. Everything through my ProxLearn account. Yes, you are correct. Yep. And that's what the students have as my contact is ProxLearn. And then like I have an email from, her name is Andrea. I'm not sure if she's a counselor or a principal, but she asked me for a grade for a student. So, I've probably emailed back and forth with her, 200 times because she's always asking me for the grades for this one school. But, things like that. Again, weekly communication. Every week you need to post announcements. It's the same with the live classes. Always put in that contact information, your email. I don't even have a Google phone number, so kids can't call me. Always responding to those emails in 24 hours. There was a time, at the end of the quarter, I probably had 30 grade requests at one point in time, and that's a lot. You're going to have to sit down, and that's going to take you an hour to go find all those students' grades and email that principal or that counselor back with those grades. And it's tedious, but it's a copy and paste. Like I copy and paste the student's name and course, and then I can find their grade and type it in. There are some schools that require, like in California, Best Academy. They are very particular. You have to be California certified. So if any of you are California certified, you might get assigned students through Best Academy. It is a state law that you make sure it is known that the student is failing before you fail them. And I think it's like on a weekly basis. So there are some states and things like that you have to worry about those little things. I would say majority of them you do not. If you do end up taking classes in eDynamics, there will be a training that you will be required to do before you can start grading for them, just because Buzz is a different platform than Canvas. And once you learn it, it's not hard. sometimes people get confused on where things are at and how do I close out a student? How do I finalize a grade? Things like that. All right. Do you have any communication? I don't think, is it Kathlena? I'm not sure. I don't quite understand that. Do I have the same communication?
Hi, it's Shathina.
I'm
Um,
sorry. I just wasn't understanding your question.
no problem. I was asking, you mentioned, parents and not being sure if the person asking for grades was from the school or if it was a parent. Teachers that are doing the regular classes, I mean, we have these strict requirements about not contacting them or receiving any contact. We have to go through the CSS team. Do asynchronous teachers not have those requirements as well? Just kind of
I would say no,
free to.
only for the fact that, if it's a self-pay course and I'm the parent of the student and I'm paying for it, then I get that feedback. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you said some of these are through proximity as well.
They are. But the ones that are through proximity probably have a TA associated with it that you would be contacting through. And so you wouldn't be in contact with the parents anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There,
with
like I
the
said,
e-dynamics, there's no TA. It's all just self-paced and a parent.
no, e-dynamics, there is a TA. There is a TA.
Oh.
The ones, so I guess this parent that I talked to was through e-dynamics, but I still talked to her. I guess if that issue did come up, maybe talk to the CSST, they're probably going to tell you do whatever you feel comfortable with. That's what I would think. How do you qualify for async or e-dynamics? Usually it's based on your certifications. Do we have to be teaching so many regular classes? No, Tamara, you do not have to teach an X number of classes to be able to do e-dynamics. I do majority e-dynamics. So if you are interested in doing these, I would email Safina. Safina is going to be your person you want to email and say, hey, Safina, I am interested in grading for e-dynamics. I'm good at organization, maybe tell her some qualities you have. I'm certified in these subjects, certified in these states. Pennsylvania, again, is one that we always need teachers certified in Pennsylvania. I know California is hard, Michigan. Those are 3 states that if you are certified in, that would definitely help. Don't go get certified in it though if you are not asked to do so. They won't pay for that. Sometimes we're asked to get background checks. I've had to do that, but a bunch of us were asked to get background checks for, I think it was Arkansas, but then COVID hit, so I think we kind of pushed pause on that for a little bit. Other than that, so pretty much I'll stop sharing. If you want to unmute yourself or type a question, I would be happy to help answer any questions that you have.
Your email was K Rogers.
Yeah, it's Kroger's, like the grocery store.
Okay.
I know.
I'm Hunter.
Oh, there you go. I know that's, yeah, it's Kroger's. That's why I tell people, I'm like, just Miss Kroger's for you.
Hi, Katie. I had a question for you.
Sure.
So I'm certified in mathematics in California, and this sounds like something I really want to do, but when I look at the list, I don't see any math classes on there, so that makes me kind of,
that's okay. I would email Safina, tell her you are certified in math and you have a California license, because that Best Academy, they're very, very strict on our certifications. We have had to reach out to just I think the one person who got a couple of classes, it was just because she was certified in California, because there are so few of them. So yeah, I would absolutely tell her that.
Right.
And then
I'll email her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
My email, anybody can qualify for the asynchronous classes. A lot of it is based on your certifications, but they offer cosmetology classes, and Proximity Learn doesn't have people who are certified to teach cosmetology. So if that's something that you were interested in, that might be a class that you might be able to take on. Personally, I'm certified in family consumer sciences, so that's why the live classes are harder for me, and I do a lot of the elective classes. Safina's email, I believe, is S-U-C-K-I, Lukey. I believe that's it.
Yes. Now,
any other questions?
Katie, how long is the training for the e-dynamic learning?
I wouldn't think it's more than maybe an hour. I mean, I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on. Let me share my, I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Hold on, sorry. Let me go back and share my screen with you, and then you can see what Buzz, this is Buzz. So right now, I graded this morning, so I have 0 things to grade.
Wow, you're awesome. Oh.
Well, that's because it's summertime. On a normal day, that wouldn't be the case. But I had to take over a couple classes for another teacher who was working on some certifications. So I normally don't do the cosmetology. I do all of the career, anything family consumer sciences related is what I teach. But you can see here, needs grading, communication, people. This is a good tab to have. So this is what it looks like. If I needed to grade, it would pop up here, and I would just click on it, and the assignment would pop up.
Nothing to grade.
So yeah, it's because I've been doing it for so long now, it's not hard for me. But a lot of teachers have a hard time because when you go submit final grades and things like that, that's where it gets tricky sometimes. A student disappears because they're not active. Well, you gotta click, make them active again, and it's hard to find some of those things.
Aren't some of the assignments auto-graded?
Just the quizzes and tests. That's all that's auto-graded in Buzz. Yeah.
So there's no lesson plan needed?
Nope, no lesson plans needed.
So interesting.
Yep, it's all done for you, which it's kind of nice. Again, that's why a lot of teachers like it. Yes, eDynamics, I believe, keeps adding more and more electives, and they're a growing company as well. And like I said, right now we are the only company that provides teachers to them.
Okay, let me see. There's another question that I would like to ask.
Sure, go ahead.
Are you being provided with the answer key for?
Yes.
Wonderful. So you don't have to be proficient in all of the subjects that you're working with.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of teachers will have it on 2 screens. They'll have the answer keys over here. They'll have the student work here. A lot of times I have one teacher who's really, really good at finding academic integrity violations. So she'll go to the different websites and do that stuff. That's one of those things, if you do a really good job of it in the beginning, you don't have to worry about it as much. Spanish classes, yes, there are a lot of language classes, and those are actually mostly offered through Canvas.
Wow, okay. So, yeah, I teach French.
Okay, so French as well. I know Japanese. I think the lady who's been doing the Japanese has been doing it for like 3 years through Frisco. So they're using her again. She loves it. They love her. So they just keep using her. So you do not have to add assignments. No, you do not change or modify the assignments. No, but you can. So there are times where an assignment might be post a video, a skit of this, or post a personal, a video of yourself, and the students are uncomfortable doing that. It seems like a lot of the kids who take these classes, some of them are like at home instruction, or they have anxiety, they don't want to be in school, so they're doing it online. So I just tell them, that's fine. If you don't want to do a video, no big deal. Just make it a writing assignment instead, or make a PowerPoint, things like that. So you can modify assignments. No one is restricting that. You are the teacher of record on that class, so you get to choose. Even for students who have IEPs and 504s, you can go in and you can excuse certain assignments. You have the ability to do that, and that's up to you and based on their 504 and IEP. And usually the school will contact you, or they are the ones who need to contact you, and then they will tell you, they only need to do 50% of the work. Yeah, other questions?
Well, a comment just to throw it out there. I've done async before, and a lot of what it is simply the fact that some of these schools just simply cannot offer a wide variety of electives. And so by signing up with a company like this, they can offer a wide variety of electives to their students and, accommodate their interests much more effectively. And they're engaged,
They are. I get some, when I get discussion feedbacks from students and they're like, oh, I loved this and I loved this and I hated this. And, a lot of the students do. They take these these different career classes that I am in charge of or that I do, and they're like, oh, I never thought about this, but I really liked it. Or I do like some psychology classes, and they are engaged in it, and it really does seem like they really enjoy it. And most of the feedback I get is it's a simple platform for the students to follow, and that they really did get a lot out of it. I've seen some more negative feedback about the coding classes, but that's, again, the negative feedback isn't from the teacher, it's really for the class, but like we're not creating the classes. So then I would, me as the lead async coordinator, I just send that feedback to eDynamics and say, hey, you might want to have your coding people go in and fix this because these students might know more than what's in this class. So
and also my nephew was in all AP classes, and he just needed one more elective instead of staying an extra year to graduate. And it was just so meaningful to him to have one more class and be able to graduate a year early than stay. And it was not cumbersome on him to be able to have the opportunity. And it was just great.
Exactly. And I think that's why, so you have a lot of students who do credit recovery. You have a lot of these students who are in, like you said, areas where they can't find elective teachers. They can barely find a math teacher. And then you have students who are just doing it to graduate. You have everything. And here's the thing, I have no idea. These students might be coming from Keola. Honestly, I don't know where that's at, or GenNet, or Best Academy. Like, I know Best Academy is near San Diego, but that's it. So these students are coming from all over the place. So, and it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But you're just there to help them get the credit that they need, and hopefully they'll learn something and enjoy it along the way, especially because those eDynamic classes are the elective classes. And as an elective teacher, those are the classes to me that make it most meaningful to them, and they hopefully can find something that they truly enjoy. So.
These were
other questions?
Katie, could you go ahead and when I was just giving a reminder about the chart you showed us?
Yep. Let me make sure. Restart only copy link. Okay, I'm gonna copy it again for you guys. I just copied it again. Oh, thank you.
So
Here you go.
These are the classes where I would always kind of make sure I had a Word document where I had comments that I had already written out, where I would copy and paste, because when you're not in contact with them, that feedback is really important.
It is.
So I did create a Word document.
Yes. I don't know if you guys went to any of the trainings. If you have seen or heard of Vivaldi, it's a browser. I just typed it in the chat box for you. That is one of the tools that I use, and most of the async or async teachers use. It's that exactly what you said. It saves my comments so that I can copy and paste them, so I'm not writing the same thing 500 times. Especially when it comes to please share your document so I can grade it, do this, 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 or this. Is it still saying denied?
Yeah, because you say the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yeah, you really do. Make sure you're in with your Proximity Learn email. I copied the link straight from here, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not allowing access.
I don't know. Well, I'm not sure then. I don't know. I'll make sure you guys have access to it though. I'll ask Chris what I need to do.
Well, we can request it from you. Request it in advance.
Yeah, just hit request and I'll just hit okay, whatever I need to do. Just bookmark it, keep it. Any other questions for me?
I just want to say I think you did an excellent job explaining it all.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Sorry if I talk too fast. I was trying, Brittany, as I'm watching you interpret, I'm trying to talk slower. You're reminding me not to talk so fast.
No,
I liked how attentive you were to all of our comments.
Oh, thank you. The last session, Chris was answering your questions, so hopefully I didn't miss any. If I did, just shoot me an email. I'd be happy to answer those questions. Obviously, if you guys end up being in any type of an async role, you will see and hear from me plenty. Actually, like enough, but not enough. You know what I mean? If you're not hearing from me every day, that means I don't need to worry about you, and that's perfect. So because again, I as a coordinator, right, I still also teach and grade for async kids, so I'm also busy with those guys. But yeah, thank you guys again. Shoot me an email if you have any other questions or whatever. And hopefully, if you want to request access on that Excel document, I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'll just give you permission. Oh, no one can ever email to me. Trust me, I have emailed Chris about 1,000 times, and she always answers my questions. So don't ever feel bad about asking. Anybody else have any other questions though? I know mine's kind of shorter. So thank you guys so much. Thanks, Brittany, for interpreting. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great day.